Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. So today I want to start with a question that might feel a little bit heavy, but it's important that we ask ourselves this question. Why don't we try? Why do we say we want a thing? We really want a thing, but it never happens. Maybe it's homeschooling our kids, maybe it's getting fit, maybe it's learning Arabic. We say we want it, we really want it, but it never happens. Weeks turn into months, months turn into years, and they all just slip by while we keep saying, I wish. And then a day comes when the landscape changes and we find ourselves now saying, if only I'd done it earlier, if only I'd started before now, or maybe even it's too late. Today we're going to be talking about why so many of us say, I know home education is the best option for my child. I want to start homeschooling. And then nothing happens. Nothing changes. Now, please know there's absolutely no judgment here. God knows that I have no place to judge anybody. But rather, if that sounds a little bit like you, I just want to invite you to be curious with me today and a little bit brave while we try to unpack what's really going on. Why are you still not home educating your children? Now, before I get a lot of defensive, angry comments saying, Gemma, you don't understand, you don't know my situation, you don't know what's going on at home, you don't know what's going on with my finances, etc., then let me say, you're right. I don't know. And for some people, home education genuinely isn't feasible. It's just not an option right now. And that's okay. But for other people, it is possible. And it is for those people that I'm recording this episode. For those who wish, but never do. So when we look beneath the surface of this kind of stuckness, it usually boils down to what's going on internally, your inner dialogue, that secret script that runs in your head that you rarely say out loud. And if we're being completely honest, it usually sounds like one of these. First of all, there's imposter syndrome. Who am I to teach my kids? I don't have a teaching degree. I don't have any experience teaching. I'm going to ruin them. Or there could be this kind of worry about social expectations. What is my mother-in-law going to say when we go to her house on the weekend and I tell her the kids aren't in school anymore? How am I going to handle the interrogation from other people in the community? Sometimes it might be the exhaustion script that's going on. Like, if my kids and I are already fighting about homework and bedtime, how am I going to survive being with them 24/7 without losing my mind or my identity? And for others, it's this analysis paralysis that goes on, where you're following 50, 100 different homeschooling accounts on Instagram, you've bought 10 different curriculums, all under the guise of doing research, but really it's just a shield to avoid actually taking the leap. And we've all been there. If any of those thoughts are playing on loop in your mind right now, I want you to look back in my catalogue of previous episodes where I have done a deep dive on dismantling things like meeting the expectations of other people, overcoming that imposter syndrome. I've done so many episodes in the past, so please take a look at previous episodes. But today, I want you to recognize that what is stopping you from moving forward, from creating this life that you dream of for your children, the thing that is holding you back is your thoughts. Just thoughts. And if you can work around those thoughts, you can begin this journey of home education. I want you to recognize that these thoughts are just fear trying to keep you safe and comfortable. But comfort, dear sisters, rarely leads to growth. And maybe you don't fully understand the benefits of home education yet. I mean, really understand them. If you truly knew the profound impact that home education could have on your child's character, on their mental well-being, on their connection to their dean, you would find it impossible not to start. And if you keep putting it off, our lives become entrenched. Our kids get so established in school life. Your routine, your daily routine starts to mold itself around the school run, And before you know it, it's too late. They're facing major exams, they're completely settled, and that window of opportunity snaps shut. It's a bit like learning Arabic. How many people do you know who say, "Oh, I really want to learn Arabic one day"? We all say it. I know I used to. But the longer you leave it, the harder it becomes and the more intimidating it feels. And your routine is so fixed now that it becomes hard to even conceive how you would fit learning a new language into everything else that you already have in place. But as any good teacher will tell you, it's never too late to start, but it's always easier if you start sooner rather than later. Well, it is the same with home education. It's never too late, but the longer you leave it, the harder it becomes to make that leap. And speaking of Arabic, this reminds me of some words like Amal. Amal is a word for hope, but it implies sort of long-term aspirations. And the scholars warn us about that trap of prolonged, endless hoping that it's an illusion. That voice in the back of your head that whispers, "I'll do it next year. I'll do it next year when things are a little bit easier." And then there's another type of hope, Tamanni, which is kind of this passive, wishful thinking. Yearning for this beautiful life together with your children, but doing absolutely nothing to get there. And now compare that to the other Arabic word, Rajaa, which is this sort of true, active hope, where you wish for something, but you're actively doing something about it. You are sowing the seeds and working towards it. Imam al-Ghazali famously spoke about this in his Ihya. He said that, and I'm paraphrasing, he said that a person who expects a harvest but never actually sows the seeds or tills the soil isn't hopeful. They are simply deluded. Their ego is tricking them into staying comfortable. So ask yourself honestly today, what kind of hope is it that you have for home education? Is it this endless, passive wish for one day we'll home educate? Or are you ready to turn that into action, into Rajaa, and actually sow the seeds today? We're going to stop for a quick ad break now, but when we come back, we're going to get super practical and we're going to talk about how we can break these endless cycles and actually start taking action. It's me, I'm back, but I'm taking the ad space this time to tell you about Launch Your Homeschool. Launch Your Homeschool is the step-by-step guide to home education for Muslim families. If this episode has resonated with you and you need somebody to hold your hand and walk you through those initial steps of home education, then this course can help. It will help you to choose the right resources for your children, to craft a homeschool curriculum that aligns with your Islamic values and helps you to design a life where the whole family can thrive. When you enroll, you will get a library of video lessons, and this will walk you through things like creating a curriculum, choosing the right resources, as well as planning out your homeschool year and time management. How do you get everything done? There's a whole module in the course to help you with that, as well as a module in essential teaching methods. If you're not sure how you're going to actually teach your children, then this module will really help. And in addition to all of that, I'm offering 6 bonuses this year, so make sure you head over to the website and check out what those bonuses are. You'll also see while you're there are so many testimonials from other mothers, from other women like you who have gone through the course, and they will tell you about the benefits it's had for them and their children. I'm also offering a payment plan this year for those of you who would prefer to spread the cost of the course over 3 months. If you want to join us, make sure you join before Sunday the 5th of July. Doors close at 5 p.m. UK time. So make sure you join us before those doors close, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Visit launchyourhomeschool.com. The link for that is also in the show notes. Welcome back. So if you've identified yourself with one of these things we just mentioned before, maybe it's hidden dialogue, fear of the community, fear of what people will say, or just pure overwhelm, how do you break those cycles? How do you make sure that years to come, you're not saying, if only? So let's look at 3 very simple solutions to get you unstuck today. Step 1, actively learn about home education. And with that, start to build your why. Now, confidence doesn't just fall out of the sky before you start. It is built through understanding. So sit down tonight with a piece of paper and write down exactly what you would love for your child's life to look like. What is the childhood you dream for them? What will their faith be like? What will their education be like? Honestly, it's such a beautiful exercise to do. Please consider doing it. And while you're doing it, make dua. Make dua that all these wishes and dreams you have for your children, that Allah makes them happen. And then after you've done this, you have to learn how. How are you going to make this happen? And so that starts with learning more about home education. Learn how home education works, the different approaches. Because when you start to intentionally read about it and study the different methods, 2 things will happen. You will finally start to see the massive, breathtaking benefits that home education offers that standardized school, just can't. And that knowledge will transform. It will transform into a rock-solid confidence. And once you see the sheer value of what you're moving towards, that fear you had of starting will shrink. So step 1 was have a vision and educate yourself. Step 2, don't overthink. Now, you do not need to have a 10-year curriculum planned out to start homeschooling. You just need to know what you're doing this Tuesday. Shrink your timeline. And this is exactly why inside Launch Your Homeschool, we don't overwhelm you with years and years of planning. We focus on breaking down that mountain into tiny, manageable steps so that your brain doesn't freeze. Don't worry about the exams in 5 years' time. Focus on now, on reading that one beautiful book to your child tomorrow. So first was, have a vision, educate yourself. Number 2, don't overthink it. Number 3, do some test runs. Now, something I always advise people who are thinking about home education is test the waters first. If pulling them out of school feels like you're jumping off a cliff, then just dip your toes in to start with. Start doing mini nature studies on a Saturday morning, or read them a living history book together before bed. Prove to your brain that you can teach your child and that your child can learn from you. Building that micro-confidence changes everything. Time is the one currency we can never earn back. And your children are only this age once. Time, dunya, it moves so fast. Don't let fear or procrastination rob you of a journey that could completely transform your family's life and transform the legacy you leave behind. Turn that wishful thinking into active hope. Be a little bit brave today and take one tiny, imperfect step forward. Just a little reminder again, Launch Your Homeschool closes this Sunday at 5 p.m. If you are going to join us, make sure you get in the door before 5 o'clock this Sunday. I can't wait to see you on the inside. But until next time, Assalamu alaikum.